How does an entire town simply vanish? In 1587, 115 settlers landed on Roanoke Island to build a new life. But when their leader returned 3 years later, the colony was a ghost town. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just an empty settlement. The only clue left behind was a single word carved into a wooden post: CROATOAN. Was it a message or a warning? For 400 years, this has remained America's oldest unsolved mystery. We are diving deep into the secrets of the lost colony. This is Chronos. Join us as we uncover the truth.
Among the mystery and the mud, there was once a flicker of hope. On August 18, 1587, Virginia Dare was born, the first English child born on American soil. She was a symbol of a new beginning, a promise of a future that seemed bright. But that promise was fragile. Just 9 days after her birth, her grandfather had to sail back to England. He promised to return, but history had other plans. He left behind a granddaughter he would never see again, in a land that was about to erase her existence.
John White reached England, but he was trapped. A massive war with the Spanish Armada broke out, and every vessel was seized for the fight. For 3 agonizing years, White sat in England, watching the horizon, knowing his family was thousands of miles away, starving and alone. By the time he finally secured a ship and returned in 1590, the delay had proved fatal. The 3 years he lost were the 3 years the colony needed to survive. He returned not to a home, but to a silent graveyard of memories.
When John White finally stepped back onto Roanoke, the silence was deafening. He blew his trumpet and sang English songs, but only the wind answered. Then he found it. Carved into a wooden post were the letters CROATOAN. There was no cross carved, the secret distress signal they had agreed upon. This suggested they hadn't been attacked. They had moved willingly. But to where? A single word left behind to explain the disappearance of over 100 souls.
White was desperate to reach Croatoan Island, but the Atlantic wouldn't let him. A fierce storm battered his ships, snapping anchors and threatening to sink the entire crew. With winter approaching and supplies gone, the captain made a brutal choice. They had to retreat. John White never returned to America. He died in England, haunted by the faces of the daughter and granddaughter he left behind. The trail of the 115 settlers went cold in the Carolina fog, leaving a hole in history that would never be filled.
What if the lost colony of the wilderness?
At the height of the war between England and Spain, Roanoke was more than a colony. It was a target. Spain claimed all of North America and saw the English as invaders. Could a secret Spanish fleet have sailed up the coast while John White was away? Some believe a raid took place, capturing the settlers to prevent a permanent English foothold. However, Spanish archives are silent. No commander claimed the glory of destroying Roanoke. If the Spanish didn't take them, then who or what forced 100 people to vanish in total silence?
Nature can be a silent executioner. Modern science, analyzing the rings of ancient cypress trees, has revealed a terrifying truth. Between 1587 and 1589, Roanoke suffered the most severe drought in over 800 years. The settlers arrived at the worst possible time. With no rain, their crops died, and fresh water turned to salt. Desperation breeds chaos. Did the colony collapse under the heat? Did they wander into the mainland in a hopeless search for a drink of water, only to be swallowed by the dry, unforgiving forest? Legends say the forest of Roanoke still keeps the spirit of the lost child. Local folklore speaks of a white doe that haunts the island, a creature that cannot be caught and vanishes like smoke when approached. Native myths claim this doe is the spirit of Virginia Dare, the child left behind by her grandfather. Whether it's a simple myth or a lingering memory, her name continues to echo through the trees. A haunting reminder of a colony that didn't just die. It became a ghost in the American landscape.
In 1937, a mysterious stone was found in a swamp carved with a desperate message. It was signed by Eleanor Dare, claiming the settlers had been slaughtered by savages. Soon, dozens more stones appeared, telling a tragic tale of survival and death. But the story was too perfect. Most were soon proven to be elaborate hoaxes created for profit. Yet, some experts still argue that the very first stone found alone in the mud might be authentic. If it is, it's a voice from the grave telling a story of terror that was buried for 400 years.
We are still searching for Roanoke, and the answer might be hidden in our own DNA. Modern researchers are testing the bloodlines of families living in North Carolina today. Some carry unique genetic markers that trace directly back to 16th century England. Markers that shouldn't be there. Could these be the descendants of the vanished colony? Science is slowly proving that while the village was erased, the people lived on. The blood of the lost colony might still be flowing through the veins of modern Americans 4 centuries later.
What if the answer to Roanoke isn't on land, but at the bottom of the sea? Some believe the settlers tried to build small boats to sail home or move along the coast. But the waters off North Carolina are known as the graveyard of the Atlantic for a reason. Deadly storms and shifting sands have claimed thousands of ships. Recently, sonar has detected strange shapes on the ocean floor near the island. Could these be the final resting places of the settlers' makeshift fleet? The ocean keeps its secrets well, buried under centuries of salt and sand.
The mystery took a shocking turn when researchers looked closer at John White's original map. Hidden under a small patch of paper was a secret symbol, a fort located 50 miles inland. Known as Site X, excavations have revealed English pottery and tools from the exact time of the colony. This is the strongest evidence yet that the settlers moved to a secure, inland location. But why was this fort kept secret? And why was it abandoned? The discovery of Site X has given us a new map to follow into the heart of the mystery.
To solve the mystery of Roanoke, we have to look through different eyes. Native American oral histories tell of a group of white people who arrived long ago, seeking refuge. Some stories say they were welcomed. Others say they were caught in tribal wars. If the settlers were starving, they wouldn't have stayed in an empty fort. They would have gone to the people who knew how to survive. The disappearance might only be a mystery to the English. To the local tribes, it was simply the arrival of new, desperate neighbors who were eventually absorbed into their world.
After 15 videos, one question remains. What really happened at Roanoke? We have theories of drought, war, integration, and secret forts. But without a single grave or written record, the lost colony remains America's ultimate ghost story. It's a reminder of how fragile life was at the edge of a new world. Roanoke didn't just vanish. It became a legend that shaped the identity of a nation. The word CROATOAN still stands as a symbol of the unknown. Some secrets are meant to be kept by the shadows of history. This is Chronos. Thanks for watching.